a sadly rather ignored book, my old professor at Cambridge, the Czech philosopher Gellner, professor of anthropology, made an argument in the book Bell, Book and Candle, it might be called Bell, Book and Sword, that the difference between post-enlightenment and pre-enlightenment societies was the position of belief. In post-enlightenment societies, there was an assumption of logical contiguity between all aspects of society. Any belief could therefore be questioned and thought about. But more than that, there was an idea that everything somehow ought to match up. So the quantum universe eventually ought to match up with the Newtonian universe. So the world of human psychology and human biology at some point must be reconciled. This was therefore a belief in the power of logic to connect things. In pre- and post-enlightenment societies, that is of course not true. What you notice is surrounded by your beliefs, and there is no need to reconcile truths in the world that can be reconciled by belief. You throw out the bones of fate then. They predict the future, and if it doesn't happen, you've just got a belief that will explain why it didn't. Now, for Gellner, who died in 1995, he felt that once you reached enlightenment, there would be no going back. Poor optimist. But surely we are going back into that pre-enlightenment society as we enter our post-enlightenment. Our world then becomes patterned by sequences of things we notice and can notice, and sets of belief we cannot question. This is how you can claim to be a Christian and yet support Donald Trump, in spite of the fact that almost every one of his principles and life goes absolutely against the fundamental tenets of Christianity as it's been practiced for 2,000 years. Why? Because you have elaborate beliefs that screen out the two, that allow you not to reconcile them. Or again, most people believe in medicine up to a point, Lord Copper, and then there's always a point they believe in something akin to magic to run their own worlds, their own lives. They take remedies. They believe in luck. And that's absolutely fine until you get to the moment when a pandemic causes fear and the magical thinking invades the medical. To live in a post-reason society is the challenge of our times.